يا أيها الذين آمنوا اصبروا وصابروا ورابطوا واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Alhamdulillah wa salli ala Rasulil Kareem. Ma ba'd. So, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, today we completed Surah Hud and we began the recitation of Surah Yusuf. Obviously, everyone wants to hear about Surah Yusuf, right? That's a very lengthy discussion. It's a very lengthy surah, and we only completed less than half of it, or perhaps half of it. So tomorrow when we complete it, inshallah, I will speak about it more in detail, and we'll have perhaps a lengthier discussion on Surah Yusuf. And I am sure that Shaykh Abdullah and Mufti Abdul Rahman, who do their nightly reflections, they will also speak about Surah Yusuf tonight. So I encourage you to join that at 9:30. And whatever is left out, inshallah, because of a lack of time, I'll also cover it tomorrow. So I will speak about Surah Hud, because that's the main surah that we covered today. We began it and we finished it today. Surah Hud is one of those surahs. There's actually an interesting narration where the Prophet ﷺ taught the Sahabas, Iqra'u Surah Hud Yawm al-Jum'ah. Recite Surah Hud on the day of Jum'ah. Like we recite Surah Al-Kahf, there's a narration that talks about reciting Surah Hud, because Surah Hud reminds you about the blessing of Islam and the blessing of Iman, because the people that came before us were also presented with this, but they did not accept. There's another narration where Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu comes to the Prophet ﷺ and he says, Qad shibta, you become very old. You have white hair. Even though Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu narrates that there's only 14 to 17 white hairs in the Prophet's in the Prophet's hair. That's all he had. 14 or 17 white hairs, and he was 63 years old when he passed away. So he didn't have a lot of white hair. Very little. It says 14 to 17 because if he was to oil his hair, the white hair would be more apparent, so it would look like it's more, right? So, but even that was something the Sahabas obviously did not see prior to this time. So Abu Bakr anhu was very particular in observing the Prophet ﷺ. He says, Ya Rasulullah, you've become a little old. And the Prophet says, Shayyibatni Hud wal mursalat wa amma yatasa'alun. That Hud, Surah Hud has made me old. When I recite Surah Hud, it's made me old because there's ayat in there that are extremely powerful. And when I read them, it engulfs me, it immerses me, right? And it's made me old. And then in the narration, another Sahaba came and he asked the Prophet the same thing, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said, Shayyibatni Hud wa akhwatuha. That Hud in the surahs that are similar to it have made me old. Waqila, and it's been said there was a specific verse in this surah that made the Prophet old. There's a Sahaba by the name of Yazid ibn Aban radiallahu anhu. He says that I saw the Prophet in my dream, and when I saw him in my dream, I recited Surah Hud to him. And when I completed the recitation of Surah Hud, the Prophet said to me, Ya Yazid, هذه القراءة فما البكاء. This is the recitation. Where is the crying? Because this is a surah that if you hear, you should weep, you should cry, hearing the consequences and the destruction of the people of Nuh, the destruction of the people of Lut, the destruction of the people of Ad, the destruction of the people of Hud, and the destruction of the people of Shu'aib alayhi salam and Madian and Aika. So all these stories are talking about these prophets going to their nations and the respond not being a positive respond, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala destroying them. This would make the Prophet fall into fear that what if Allah doesn't give my ummah a chance? What if my ummah is also destroyed? So this was not fear and grief for oneself, this was fear and grief for us, that what's going to happen to my ummah. And there was a specific verse it said that would really make the Prophet emotional. And that verse is verse 112 in this surah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ وَلَا تَطْغَوْا. فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ. Which means, O Prophet of Allah, this is the direct command, the first part of it. Stay steadfast as you have been ordered to. As you have been ordered to. So whatever you have been ordered to do, make sure you are consistent and you are steadfast on that. That you don't move one bit. Imam Al-Razi rahimahullah explains istiqamah in this ayah. He says that it's referring to the fact that there should be no increase or decrease in that which you are doing. Whatever I have allowed you to do, you do. And whatever I have told you not to do, you stay away from it. That you can't go ahead and make more things haram upon yourself. And you can't go ahead and make more things fard upon yourself. This is why whatever the Prophet ﷺ does, it becomes sunnah mu'akkada, or at the highest level it becomes wajib. But it cannot become fard. So the ayah is فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ. Be steadfast, stay steadfast, remain steadfast as you have been commanded. So whatever you have been commanded to do it with steadfastness. It should not differ, the quality should not differ. You should continue doing those things regardless of the circumstances around you. Whatever someone is saying to you. When Sahaba came to the Prophet ﷺ and he said to the Prophet ﷺ, Ya Rasulullah, give me some advice and keep it very short. Keep it short. And the Prophet responded by saying, قُلْ آمَنْتُ بِاللَّهِ ثُمَّ اسْتَقِمْ. Say, I believe in Allah, and then stay steadfast. Stay steadfast. Don't allow the circumstances that are around you to dictate whether or not you will do an act of goodness. Don't allow the people around you to dictate whether or not you will move forward with an act of righteousness. The circumstances should not play a role in you completing an amal if you are steadfast upon it. If I'm in an airport, or if I'm at home, or if I'm in the masjid, praying salat is praying salat. That doesn't make a difference to me. Right? This is what istiqamah. In the next ayah, Allah actually refers that, or reflects an ayah which talks about why people lose istiqamah. Why do they lose it for? Where he says, وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا. Don't incline towards people that oppress themselves. Because when you incline towards them and when you start compromising your belief system in what you like to do and what you want to do because of them, what happens then is you also, you start leaning towards Jahannam. So don't lean or don't incline towards those that are earning the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have oppressed themselves. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is reflecting the idea that we lose istiqamah many a times because of the people that we associate with and the people that we keep around us. And there can be a lot to be said about that. I believe Shaykh Abdullah Mufti Abdul Rahman 2 days ago spoke about the importance of good company in the ayah of Ya ayyuhal taqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. So you can definitely listen to that as well. So the ayah continues and Allah says, وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ. And the people around you should also be consistent. Not just you. وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ. And those that have sought repentance with you. So the Sahaba and all of us, that you have been ordered to create an environment where you can stay steadfast and the people that have repented around you can also remain steadfast. So some of us, you don't say that the idea of the Prophet staying steadfast was not difficult for him. But the concept that he was responsible for people around him as well. That make sure they're also steadfast. That's your responsibility. And for us as well, كُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. We are all responsible for those that fall beneath our responsibility, our herd. They're under our responsibility. They're under our command. So our children, right? Our students, whatever we do, if they do it and they copy us and they mimic us, that's our responsibility. And if we create an environment in our home that is an environment of istiqamah, an environment of goodness, then the reward of that or the effect of that will pass on to our children. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ الَّذِينَ قَالُوا رَبُّنَا اللَّهُ ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. Those individuals who say that they believe in Allah. The first point is they believe in Allah. And then right after that, Allah says, ثُمَّ اسْتَقَامُوا. They remained on belief. They were steadfast on their belief. Right? They didn't deviate after they believed. What does Allah do for them? Number one, the first thing Allah does for them is تَتَنَزَّلُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْمَلَائِكَةُ. Angels descend upon them to protect them. Angels descend upon them to give them a beautiful surrounding, a blessed surrounding, a house that has angels is blessed in all ways. تتنزل عليهم الملائكة. And some say, like Imam Qurtubi rahimahullah, what تتنزل عليهم الملائكة actually means is that when they are leaving this world, the angels descend. The scariest and the most feared moment in our life is the moment that we leave this world. The angels descend and they say to the individual, أَلَّا تَخَافُوا, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Because you had istiqamah in life. They had istiqamah. وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا. Number 2, don't be sad that you're leaving your family behind. You're going to have a better family in the akhirah, and your family will soon come meet you. وَلَا تَحْزَنُوا وَأَبْشِرُوا بِالْجَنَّةِ الَّتِي كُنْتُمْ تُوعَدُونَ. And we are here to give you the glad tidings of Jannah that you have been promised. And it doesn't end there. Allah then says that the angels will say, نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاؤُكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. That we were your very close associates, companions, and friends in this world, and we will also be your friends in the akhirah. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ. That whatever you want now, you can get it because you protected yourself in the dunya with istiqamah. One of the most difficult forms of istiqamah, there are 2 forms of istiqamah for us. One is having istiqamah upon an act of goodness, which is definitely something we should aim to have in our life. But the second is having istiqamah away from sins. Having istiqamah away from things that bring the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to bring this concept into our life and make us understand that it's not about how much we do, it's about how long can we do it for. Right? أحب الأعمال إلى الله أدومها وإن قل. Right? That the most beloved acts to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are the ones that are done with consistency, even if they are less. Istiqamah means to be consistent, right, in an act of goodness, and to be consistent to protect yourself from an act of disobedience. May Allah bless you all and give us the ability to bring the sunnah into our life. And just once again, the ayat verse number is, for those that were asking, is ayah 112. And I give you a brief tafsir on it, and our time was limited, but inshallah, hopefully it was beneficial and we can all take a lesson from it. Jazakallah khair, everyone. May Allah bless you all. We look forward to seeing you today at 6 p.m. and at 9:30 p.m. inshallah ta'ala. We also have an upcoming free webinar for the sisters, only sisters, it's not for brothers. You can check it out on our website, and I'll also share with you. So if anyone wants to sign up for it, they can sign up for it. It's a free webinar, and we have Ustad Lubna Mudla from California, Mass Ikna, Dr. Haifa Yunus from St. Louis, and also Ustad Azunur from Miftaah, who will be taking care of this webinar, inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.